Welcome to the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks Show, a series designed to give you insight into the world of self-publishing and marketing your books. Featuring your hosts, Shannon, the author behind the pen name S.C. Huston, Ben Pick, and Jamie, writing under the pen name J.M. Chaley. Join us several times each month when we interview authors about their self-publishing and marketing journeys, talk to industry leaders, and discuss books about writing, self-publishing, and marketing.
Hello, everyone. I am Ben Pick, and this is the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks podcast. Today we have actress, model, singer, songwriter, and author Rita Slanina. Before we talk to her, let's talk about what's happening in our lives. And as usual, we're recording this a little in advance right now. It's April, and this will air on August 1st of 2025. So take it away, Jamie. How's our things going?
Hey, everybody. I'm J.M. Chaley. I am writing a lot of vampire stuff. If you don't already know, I'm the author of the Unlife of Lisa Cooper series, which follows Lisa Cooper, who is a vampire doing everything she can to stave off the temptations of her dark curse and hold on to the remnants of the woman that she was in life. And I have the second book of that series coming out maybe the summer, maybe the fall. I'm looking at an editor, and it looks like the process is going to take longer than I thought, which is fine because I want it to be as good as it can be. So yeah, Lisa's going to go to Ireland and get into a whole lot of shenanigans. So keep an eye out for that one. More to come.
Look forward to it. I think vampires are kind of like growing. I mean, vampires have always had some popularity. Obviously, Twilight's come and gone. And I think it's, at least in the romantasy sphere, it's kind of growing again. And I'm actually reading a book that was really interesting. It was they have angels. So you have angels with the white wings. But all angels have black wings. And so you have this character who, the male character, is an angel with black wings. So you think he's a fallen angel. And he just revealed that he's actually a vampire. I'm like, what?
Oh.
How does this work? And so it's very interesting, the different combinations that I'm seeing now. So, yeah. Well, I'm Shannon. For those who don't know, I write under the pen name of S.C. Huston. I have a passion for writing about broken characters who face adversity to become better versions of themselves. There may or may not be dragons, but there's always love to find. And as for me, in August, y'all, I'm like a pantser for everything. I mean, like, I know generally what I'm doing, but I don't know like exact dates. I'm assuming in August, my Kickstarter is going to be completely fulfilled. Probably my book is going to be on my website. My new book, A Curse of Wings and Gems, will be on my website for direct sales, which I'll do for a few months, and then I'll move it over to retailers. And so I'm thinking at August 1st, it's going to be on my website, but I don't know because I don't know when I'm actually going to finish fulfilling my Kickstarter. And of course, fulfilling a Kickstarter, you are relying on other people. So all the artwork I had already done, and even for my stretch goals, I had up to my third stretch goal, I had already hired my artist, but he hadn't started work yet on that stretch goal. And I wanted that artwork regardless if we hit the stretch goal or not. And we did hit the stretch goal, but he didn't actually get to start working on it until after my Kickstarter was over. And then he got sick. So I didn't get it the day I was supposed to get it. And then when I did get it, I did ask for some revisions, which artwork he's done for me before was like perfect first time go. Nothing really bad or nothing, but just took time. And finally got the artwork. And I was supposed to get the prints in the mail yesterday. So, and I have all the envelopes. My office is like nothing but Kickstarter stuff. I have all the envelopes set out. I've got little papers like, this is what I need to add to this one. This is what I need to add to this one. Because some people have additional things that they're adding to their stuff on top of the tiers that they ordered. And I was supposed to be able to put those prints in there and get those shipped off today at the latest, right? And nope, I didn't get it. So I sent a message off last night because I kept waiting. My husband even went out and checked the mailbox late to see if it came in and didn't. And I did get a reply back today saying that it's supposed to come in on August 18th. So August 18th, April 18th. We're in April, not August, but this is coming out in August. So in a couple more days, I'm supposed to have it. So, when you're relying on other people to get things to you for your fulfillment, you have to wait on them. You can be as far as ahead as you want to be, but you have to rely on them to get the fulfillment done. So, yeah. So I thought that all that would be out this week. That would have covered a lot of my backers. That would have been kind of like done with a lot of them, especially in that my first tier with the paperback. That is like the only paperback that I've gotten in already. Is the paperback for the main novel that's it has the artwork in it, but it's in grayscale, and it came out beautifully. I'm trying to find a picture. I'm showing the book on screen, but I'm trying to find one of the pictures from my artist. Here it is. Okay, so this is the first one my artist did. and it's just it's a picture of the main characters dancing at a tavern. It's the first time she learns to dance, this is inspired loosely by The Little Mermaid, and she loved to dance. And so one of the things I want to include that I also included from the original tale, where whenever she walked and or danced, it looked like she felt like she was walking on knives the whole time. So I included that in my story. But the sea witch had told her that whenever she danced, no one would basically compare. I can't remember the exact words. Those weren't the words, but basically no one would be able to compare her grace to anybody else. Like she would have the most grace, even though she would be feeling these knives every time she walked and danced. So I have that in my book. So it's Grace Goes. That's the only book of 8 different versions I've had come in, and it's good to go. And so that one's already been ordered for everybody. So once I get the swag out, then I'll be done with like over half of the people on my Kickstarter. But yeah, I'm still waiting on that. Again, we have to wait on companies to get stuff to you. Because when I submitted the files for this paperback, I submitted all 8 files at the same time, like within 2-day period. But this is the only one so far that's made it through. So, but yeah. So that's me. Okay.
Wow. I feel tired just listening to everything you have going on. I am Ben Pick. I'm an author. I have the 3 books behind me. I'm currently working on my 4th novel of my Into the Void series. I don't know what the title will be. Hopefully by August, I might have done one. I've completed draft 0. I've done 1 round of edits to get to draft 1. I am taking my time writing this one. The characters are going a lot further than they have before. It's urban fantasy, portal fantasy is kind of a mashup where there's a group of teenagers and they all have superpower. They all gain abilities and they go off and make a lot of mistakes is the easiest way to do it. So they're kind of they become a found family and try and undo the mistakes that they've caused as they get lost in time. And
which makes more mistakes.
Yes, so many mistakes. But yes, book 4 takes them further than they've been before, which is kind of weird.
Can I ask what that means?
Yeah.
Because to me, the last book went really far. It went far in the past and far in the future. So
right. Well,
yeah,
they haven't gone to space yet, or they haven't gone far into space yet. So
there's that. So they're going off planet now.
Yeah. So I have gone. One way of thinking about it is this is science fiction masquerading as fantasy. So now I'm getting more into the science fiction elements of it.
Sci-fi fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I guess the portals you have, they could, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably just more fantasy, but you could have explained it with a little bit of science in there, possibly to tie it all together. That's gonna be hard to market though, Ben. Like,
I'm aware. It already is hard to market. So there's that.
True.
But it's the story I want to write. So
yeah, no, I totally understand. My mind just went to the market.
Sorry, the story I would want to read.
Yeah, think about doing a Kickstarter, because Kickstarter is really great for books that don't fit into like little nice niches that Amazon tries to put our books into.
Sure.
So, yeah.
I always thought, what is it? X-Men meets Stranger Things.
That's how I wrote it.
Yeah, that seemed to work really well for you, at least when I was sitting next to you at Balticon.
Yeah,
that was a great pitch.
It's a great visualization of what it is, but it still is. It's very hard to fit it. As with any writer, it's very hard to fit into a box. Just like it's very hard to fit all of our 70 to 100,000 words into a single sentence. But we aren't here to discuss our stuff. So let's bring on Rita Slanina.
Yes, we are. We're here to discuss our stuff in the beginning because our readers or our listeners want to know what we have going on.
Fair enough. But I do want to give our guest a chance to speak on her behalf. Rita Slanina is an author of the best-selling book in its category, Music and Lyrics, the Quick Start Songwriting Guide, and the novella romantic thrilling series Harbor Excursions. She's also an actress and your go-to for lifestyles and shopping. Fridays and Saturdays, she goes live on her YouTube channel for writing and productivity streams. And once a week, for her shopping enthusiasts, she hops on Amazon Live to share her top 10 faves of the week. Harbor Excursions 2 is dropping soon with a special Kickstarter release this summer, so don't miss it, although I'm not quite sure how timing that will work out in terms of when this episode is going live. But anyways, welcome, Rita. Would you please take a moment to tell us a little about yourselves and cover anything we have missed?
I think you did such a great job. Thank you so much.
Can you tell us when your Kickstarter is, or when you think it might be?
I'm thinking June 1st.
Okay.
So when this airs, it'll already probably be over.
So you'll already have a smashing success with Kickstarter.
Yeah, let's hope so.
You might still be in fulfillment phase, though, possibly, depending on everything you're going to get done. Because she really wants bobbleheads.
I really want bobbleheads so bad for I have my son. I'm paying my son to draw the caricatures, and we're going to turn everything he draws, all the characters in the books, even the new ones in book 2. We're going to turn them into stickers. And yes, the bobblehead is like my biggest. I'm going to cry, Shannon, if I can get the bobbleheads.
Well, you were just saying you thought you found someone who'll just make one at a time.
Yeah, I think so, because the style of art my son's drawing is chibi art.
Yeah.
Which Devin totally gave me that suggestion. I was just like, oh, I didn't even think of that. That might be a little easier than just the bobblehead thing. And I don't know, it's so cute. Oh my gosh. So, and he's already shown me a couple of sketches, and I'm like, I think I can do this. And then I found someone online. I'm not sure where it was, but I don't remember the name because I have like a bunch of tabs open on that specific title of things. And so they can do them like one at a time or in a bulk of 50. So we're just going to see how it pencils monetarily, I guess, if I can get in there.
And I do want to say, she mentioned Devin, who we've had in the podcast before. She's talking about Devin Gambrell Clark. So yeah. Oh, look at this hearts. I love that. For those who are not on the visual side, Rita did a little heart shape, and with her program, it just put out a bunch of red hearts all over the screen. So it was really good.
I just love all over the place. It's my gig.
And Devin actually, as of today, the day that we're recording this, her Kickstarter is closing today, and she's successfully funded and has hit her third stretch goal, I think.
She's so amazing. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
It's so great. So great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you covered it. Yeah. So here we are.
Wonderful. You have a diverse career as an actress, model, singer-songwriter, and author. Can you tell us a little about what inspired you to add writing to the end of that with your repertoire, and what your journey looked like to self-publish your first novel?
Sure. So I've always wanted to write books. I'm a very gregarious child. So I tried to write a novel in high school, got to chapter 1. And then I don't know what happened to it. I fast forward, who knows where that ended up. I'm sure some dumpster. But it was always in the back of my mind to eventually do that. So I stepped back from acting and the music business for a while, and I had time. So that's sort of what prompted me to go, you know what? I've got these stories in my head. I'm going to do it. And so I just did it. The other caveat was I love reading in the summer, but I don't like reading grand books in the summer. Hence the series being more of a novella and kind of like chompable in an afternoon type of thing. And then the journey to self-publish that book, let's see. Oh gosh. Well, my first book that I published was a poetry book. And I decided to do that as sort of like my test case to see if it's something that I would want to do. And the reason I say that is because prior to that, I wrote a children's book. It was Little Buddy. I don't even remember. It's still in my filing cabinet. I have not published it. But it's Little Buddy. He's a sloth. I don't know. And it's super cute. And I had an agent for that in New York. And we shopped that book to trad publishers for 3 years. And they all said, we love it. We love it. No market. We love it. No market. You know how that goes. And so we decided to just finally go, okay, you know what? Let's just shelve it. It's fine. I know when to say when. And so then a couple of years later, I I threw together all my poetry stuff, and I was like, well, let me try just doing it myself. And that's when like the Lulu publisher or whatever was like the only place you could go. It's like, this is Wayback Machine. I don't know if that's even the name of it or if I'm even saying it right. And I just sort of tested it that way to get my feet wet and had it sent to the house. And I was just kind of like, well, this is kind of cool. So didn't sell very many copies at all. And so when I wrote Harbor Excursions, I just, there's more ways to do it now through Amazon, KDP, all those things, and Barnes & Noble and stuff. And I just went, let's just do it this way. So I went and did it that way and just direct to retail. And that's my journey. I don't it's just very clunky.
Sounds like you had fun along the way, though.
Yeah, it was fun. It's a learning experience. I am nothing if I don't just jump in and just go. That's the only way I know how to do it. If I think about it too long, I'll talk myself out of something. So I just try to go, you know what? I'm scared, so I need to do it. It's just do it. Yeah. What can happen in front of tons of people? Embarrassment? What's that?
How do you balance the various creative pursuits that you have?
Scheduling.
Do you have Monday is singing, Tuesday writing, Wednesday dancing? Like, how do you?
It's so funny that you say that. I do, actually. It is pretty rigid, and it's the only way I can get stuff done. So I'm going to pull up my monthly overview calendar and show it to you guys to the screen. Oh, hello. If I can get it.
Yeah, so Rita has a journal with a calendar inside of it, and each of the day is kind of color coded to show What
Yeah.
activity are you doing? So like,
Yeah, like day to day to day. So there's video editing. And then if I book an acting job, because I'm still acting, that kind of throws a wrench into the scheduling because I don't ever know if I'm going to get that. And there was one week I had 4 commercial jobs. That was the most stressful week I've ever had. And it just kicked everything to the floor. Like, talk about a house of cards on scheduling. But that's how I do it. It's just scheduling. You know, aside from that, it's definitely scheduling. It's everything's scheduled. You're even scheduled in here, you guys. Right here.
Nice.
Love it. She scheduled us into her planner.
I do the exact same thing with calendar.
You're in pin.
We're not erasable.
That's right.
So, do your passions intersect and influence one another? And if they do, how do they do that?
They do. I find that the acting, the music experience, all layers of that, which there's a lot of sub layers if you know about like recording and singing and editing and mixing, all those things. I have found that all those things definitely work with my YouTube channel. I've realized writing helps with imagination in seeing what it could be as an actor on the other side of it and how I should write it so that not just me, the writer, but they, whomever the actor may be, because at some point I want to turn this series into a film.
I was going to ask you, have you thought about screenwriting?
I have, yeah. And so it's sort of, they all definitely intersect in a unique kind of way. And like one thing I'll find I'm doing this. I will say I have learned a lot more from all these things behind the camera than I thought I would too. So that's been a fun experience.
Maybe director debut, maybe in your future as well.
Oh, you know it, girl.
Love that.
Producer, director,
Writer,
starring, writing, screenplay by. Just that's going to be a very narcissistic ticker on those credits.
Work for Kevin Smith.
Thank you. I'm not alone.
Rita, you chose to self-publish your works, including the Harbor Excursions novella series. Did anything or anyone inspire you to self-publish as opposed to going the traditional publishing route?
Yes. So there is an author named Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a very old book, 20 plus years old book. And he self-published that book before it went trad publish. And that is something I don't think a lot of people know. And that gave me the courage to do it myself as well, because it was one of those moments where I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done. I'm not waiting on anyone else to do it. I want to get my message, my stories, show people how to write music, whatever the case may be. And if I do well, maybe on the back end, a trad publisher will come in like they did with him. So not that that's happened, but it just gives you hope, where you're just like, I don't have to wait on anyone. So yeah, Robert Kiyosaki.
Okay. With an established career in entertainment, what challenges did you face when transitioning into the writing and publishing world?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily. Well, I think the challenge would be sitting at the desk and writing the story. That would be the biggest challenge. I'm very like hands-on, move around a lot. It's rumored I have ADHD. I'm not sure. Sitting still is really hard for me to do. I can't watch a movie all the way through myself personally. I get up and wander and do things. So that was probably the most challenging. But I will say, when I stepped back from acting and the music business and even modeling for the extended period of time that I did, it was good. It was a good like 8 to 10 years or something. I had time. So time allotted me that opportunity to just, hey, I think this is it. You better do something. And as I just said, I can't sit still. So I was like, well, why am I sitting here not doing anything?
So, and I know you from YouTube, and yes, I can attest that even like during her live streams, her writing live streams, we don't see her on the camera when we're actually writing. So I don't know what she's doing in that time. But when we're on stream, I mean, I've seen you try to do yoga on stream because you're not holding still. You're always moving. You're getting your foot going. You're doing something. You're getting up. You're moving. You're getting the chicken.
Can't sit still. It's so true. Testify.
Yes. So, yeah, it's fun watching you. It's always fun being in your live streams. So. Here's the hearts again.
Oh, so I did the hearts again, you guys.
Yeah. So, as we mentioned, you do run your own YouTube channel where you not only publish content and run writing sprints, but you also interview other authors, which I got a chance to be a part of. So, what inspired you to create that space, and how has it helped you grow your own writing community and connect with readers?
This is a good question. I like this one. Ben, I need to have you on. That's the first thing I'm going to say, because I've not had you on yet. I've had Jamie on. I adore you. I'm going to have you back as well in the fall.
Yeah, I love that.
It's so fun. So I would say, let's see. Oh, I'm looking at the question again. So I've had that YouTube channel for 16 years, apparently. And I used to just post, it was just a drop zone. Like, that's all I used it for. I didn't really understand how to use YouTube. I didn't know there was a market for anything. I didn't take it serious, all the things. I just was like, poo-pooed it, really. And it wasn't until about a year and a half ago I started doing live streams. I was in Sarah Cannon's HB90 course. I made a lot of friends over there. That really got me excited, and it helped me understand what the community of YouTube really means. And that's what really kicked me into gear. So I've not stopped doing the live streams ever since then, and I don't plan on stopping them. It's the most fun that I have, and I don't feel alone when I have to work on things, you know? There's like something to be said about working in here with silence and nobody, and then having a community you can go, hi, I miss you, talk to me, you know, and take a break, and, you know, camaraderie. And what, you know, the armchair chats came to be from a research project. My husband and I took a Tony Robbins, what's the other guy's name? I don't know. He has a partner, Dean Graziosi mastermind course. And one of the things they talk about is being a passionate reporter. And the assignment was to interview other authors in my space that I'm familiar with or not familiar with. I mean, I reached out to people I knew weren't going to call me back because, you know, I don't get embarrassed, I guess.
You've got Dale on your channel.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's so great.
Yeah, that was really great.
Yeah.
Which, if y'all didn't know, Dale has over 100,000 subscribers, and she got Dale on her channel. So
I couldn't believe he said yes. Like, there's something to be said about just having the courage to just go ask, you know.
Always a no until you ask.
That's right. That's right. And what started as a research project as a passionate reporter to create my own writing course, which is going to be geared more towards like busy women. It could be men too, but ideally women in middle age with kids, maybe working a job and just super busy, how to excite them and ignite them to write the story they've always wanted to write. And this is sort of like the basis theory for my course. And so part of that was to create armchair chats, which took off on its own. It became its own thing. And because I didn't want to keep the information to myself. That's what it was. And I just couldn't. I'm like, well, why am I going to call people and just interview them, or, you know, Zoom or whatever, email, and not share this information? It just felt really kind of like inward, and that's not what I wanted. And I'm like, I'm going to share this with everybody. And armchair chats came to be.
That's kind of the idea for self-publishing tips and tricks as well, because we were all pretty brand new authors. Now, I mean, Jamie just joined us this past season. We had Morgan before. Morgan had published, but myself and Ben, we were just getting into the publishing game at that point. We hadn't quite got there yet. And we wanted to know, well, what was working for other people? What were they doing? What wasn't working for them? And we were like, well, you know, let's do this as interviews, and that way everyone can see it. You know, new authors like us can see what's happening right now in the sphere. So
yeah, I think when you started, I hadn't actually published my first novel, so I was using like all the interviews to do final checks.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What is one misconception you had about self-publishing before you published your first work?
That it would be easy. I didn't realize there was so many versions of the document. EPUB, you know, and then the other ones. I can't even think of them right now. I just go cross-eyed. It's like math. It's like
Mobi.
Well, yeah. Well, Mobi, they phased out. So yeah, it's basically EPUB and PDF now.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thank goodness.
I think there's some obscure ones for some other different e-readers out there in other countries, but I don't know what they are.
On my writing program, Scrivener, they show all the examples. You can export it into any of those, which made life so much easier. But mind you, I did not have Scrivener the first couple times around. It was like a ding dong bell when I went, why didn't I have this sooner?
Yeah. If you could pass on any one tip to a aspiring self-publishing author, what would be your best publishing tip or trick?
Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions to those who have done it and ignore the people who haven't done it. But the naysayers. But definitely ask people if you're not sure about something. Just go into a community and ask. The AuthorTube community and other writing communities are just so friendly and so willing to help you. And I think that moves mountains. Just be okay with asking questions. No one's going to shame you or yeah.
And if they do, forget them, because there's someone out there who will help you.
They're a troll if they're doing it.
Yeah. For sure.
Boo.
Oh my goodness. So I've got rain cloud on the screen.
How many gestures do you have programmed?
It's through I have a Mac, so it'll have the thumbs up. So I'm doing a thumbs up, and let's see, hold on, thumbs up. Come on, thumbs up. There it is. Thumbs down.
And right now there's a little icon of a thumb up appearing and a thumb down appearing.
It takes a while for it to register, though. There we go. And then there's
Isn't that fireworks or something?
Sign, I think. Oh, here we go. Double
peace celebration. So there's confetti flying from the ceiling.
Right. And then it's still coming. And then is it one of these? Balloons. So one peace sign is balloons. And I think there's one more, but I can't remember what it was. Eva or Jenny in our live streams, both very good authors as well, and I've had them on the show. They were teaching me all the things because I think they have Macs also.
All right, well, we're going to transition from your publishing to your marketing. You maintain an active presence on social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube, sharing aspects of your lifestyle and creative journey. How have these platforms contributed to building your readership and connecting with your audience?
They get to see all the things, even if I screw up. They get to see me laugh at myself, because I will. And they also get to see and live with me the journey of writing the book. This window is really loud. Sorry, the wind is blowing outside. I have the window open. This would be on a lifestyle post right here, because something just totally random happens. I believe it helps connect the readership as well, because they get to know me as a person, and I'm not pretentious, definitely not that or anything, and approachable, and I care about people. So I think that translates through, and so it brings an intrigue to going, oh wait, and you write? Oh wait, let me check that out. So.
What are some of the marketing strategies that you found most effective when promoting your self-published books?
Be direct. I am the worst at pushing my own stuff. I am better at pushing everyone else. That's my gift, is lifting everyone else up and sharing them with the world. My husband actually helps me with this because he's a salesman. He's a salesman. He does life insurance. But he's good. He could sell ice in Alaska. I don't know is that the saying? I don't know if that's the right saying.
I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah, to Eskimo. I don't know. I'm butchering it. Forget it. Anyway. But amazing salesperson. So he helps me kind of orchestrate direct sales reels. And usually if I have graphics and things, I'll just kind of go, hey, what do you think of this? Is this eye appealing, or would this catch someone's attention? And then, so that's how I do it directly. Because if you don't ask,
it's always a no.
It's always a no.
Okay. What is one marketing tip that you would recommend, that you've tried, that you would recommend, and one that you probably wouldn't do again?
Ooh. So I did a Goodreads giveaway for Harbor Excursions 1. I would do that again. I thought it brought a lot of awareness to the book and to me as an author. And I saw an increase in sales. And I also saw an increase on my blog and stuff. They started coming into my newsletter and stuff from that. So I felt like it was really good. And even though I was giving stuff away, the return on that seemed good to me. What would I not do? Ooh, gosh. Not be shy about being more direct is probably what I would say, and not being afraid to push your own stuff. That is my weakness. I own that. My husband will say, hey, have you put out a book for your reel yet? Have you tried to sell your book this week? And I went, no. So I would say not doing something is probably what I would not do if I was someone.
I love those. I also did the Goodreads giveaway, and I did that with my first book in this new series, which was A Curse of Scales and Feathers, and it ended at midnight. And I think it was that day that it ended was when the book came off of pre-order, so it was now live on Amazon. And I had a few sales that I figured was attributed to a few different things. But the very next morning after the Goodreads giveaway ended, and there was over 1,700 people following it, the next morning I had so many orders, more orders than I thought I was going to have. And that was my first positive ROI book launch I've ever had, because I had the Kickstarter, which paid for my book cover and paid for my next book cover. And so there wasn't much else almost everything was covered for my Kickstarter. So whatever I was paying for marketing for my book launch was what I needed to make back. And I made that back and more. So I found that it was useful. Now, Goodreads just had a sale a few weeks ago, and I had put it out there. I tried to share it as much as I could in Discord and different places about Goodreads having a sale for their giveaways. So I did another one for A Curse of Scales and Feathers. And I think I even had more people this time sign up for it than the first time, but I had no sales after it was over. So I was like, but at least because I think it was almost 1,900 people who signed up for it. And what you guys don't know is that when someone signs up for a book, for a giveaway, it goes onto their shelf. So it's part of their collection. They have to take it off. So yeah, it's they're to read. So anybody else who comes to their page, who interacts, I'm not really a reader who interacts on Goodreads, but there are people who live there that interact as readers on Goodreads, and they see that that you want to read that. What's that about? So they get to see. So it's more visibility for your book that way. And then also might remind them hey, you put this book on your bookshelf. Do you want to check it out again and see maybe if you want to go ahead and get it now? So I think it's good. I mean, it's for the ROI on that one didn't work out, but I'm hoping that the visibility will be more long term with it, because visibility, that's the main thing, is getting our book visible into in front of readers. That's the hardest thing, I think, when it comes to our books, and I think that's what we have to work on the most. So
I have a question tailing off of that. What do you guys think of Facebook ads and Google ads? I think AdSense is different, but Google ads and Facebook ads and even Instagram ads.
I have not had good experience with Facebook ads. We've had somebody else on here, Martin Lejeune, who has a science fiction space opera thing, and he had a really good teaser trailer with it. So he had some great success. But my experience, again, I think the problem is that I have a difficulty in connecting with finding the right readers who would be interested in my novel. So matching, I think I have issues finding who the ideal reader would be based on interests and just common terms or whatever that the search terms that you feed into those algorithms.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of luck with it either. I did a lot of research beforehand, and it may be on me because sometimes they tell you just set it up and leave it alone, and there's supposed to be machine learning that'll learn the best way to market your book and put it in front of based on impressions and things like that, right? So I'd go in and so first I left it alone, and I'm like, okay. So I went in a few weeks later, and it was marketing my book mostly to 65 and up users, and I'm thinking, my demographic is people in their 30s. Maybe you'll a little bit. Not that you can't like my book if you're in your 60s,
65
but
and up, like Debbie Macomber.
Yeah. So then I
love, by the way.
I started tweaking it a little bit and saying, okay, I'm going to force this to target this particular age category. It didn't make a difference, and I lost about $220 without any real sales. So I mean, I could have been doing it wrong. I don't know, but I played with it I made 2 attempts for months at a time.
Okay.
And then I gave up.
I've got a few ideas and thoughts about this. So I've not done Facebook ads, but I have talked to Martin Lejeune quite a bit, and you have to realize he's really good. He does a lot of video ads, not just video, but he does static images as well. But he has a background in FX studios, so he's good at making those kinds of things. And he has his own strategies, and he does it so where he's not losing money. So overall, he's really good at doing that. I've not done Facebook ads. I've done Amazon ads. I don't know that the Amazon ads work really well, and I've done a lot of courses and things like that, and so I've always thought maybe it's just me. And with Amazon ads, you can't really do a whole lot of different things. I mean, now they're getting more like AI, where you can get images in there from AI. And if you get into the creative aspect, because they're starting to add that in there, creative aspect where you can do, but I don't understand that part yet, only because I haven't had the time to get into it. But if you're doing the basic ads, you don't really get to choose what your ad looks like. It's just your book. On Facebook, there are ways to do it, and I've got a whole system that I learned from this class and wrote it down it makes a lot of sense to me about how you're trying all these different creatives all at once, and you're narrowing it down until you get to the one that's actually making you money. So I think that might be okay. So there's that. The other part of it is that even now, most of what we've done on the internet, most of what we do when we go to Amazon, it's SEO search is what we've been working off of. And it's changing right now. It's already changing where it's becoming more AI influenced and they don't really understand it. And of course, Amazon's not telling you how it's changing. They're not going to tell you what the tricks are, but it's not really working off of the SEO that we're used to. So our back end metadata, the seven keywords, if that's part of the SEO, that's really not working as it used to. And our ads are usually based off of keywords and SEO. And I have listened to a couple of different podcasts and they said that in the last few months, Amazon ads have not done well for many people. So, and I don't know if that's trickling over to Facebook as well. I don't know, but yeah. So I think this is going to continue to evolve, and we're in the period right now that unless you can hit on what it is that's happening for your book specifically to be able to market it with how the AI is changing the algorithms and search results, we're in a lull right now that we don't know what's working. And I feel like the people who do know what's working, they're not going to share it for a while. We're not going to know. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think ads are
holding on to it tightly.
Yeah, I don't think that they're really the best way to go right now, other than just to get that visibility. So
that's good to know. Thank you guys. I was considering doing something like that this time around after the Kickstarter campaign, but I may hold off.
It might also work better for you because you have a following, and you found that you gain more of a following when you've done marketing in the past. So you can sort of, your goals will be a little bit different than the rest of us here, where you can shift focus back and forth between your videos, who you are, and everything, and then that can feed into sales or whatever. And so it's where we would be primarily trying to get direct sales. Your goal could be a little bit different.
Sure.
Well, I mean, she's going to be doing the direct sales route with Kickstarter. So
true.
Yeah. And I think that Rita is like in a really good niche. Like, you know what your niche is, you know who your readers are. So I think that makes it easier too when you know who you're marketing to. For sure.
Yeah, I like to say that Harbor Excursions has similarities like Janet Ivanovich in the Plum series type of style with jokes, and then the action and all that kind of stuff. But trying to think what other book. Can't think of any, but that's the one that's coming to my mind right now.
Yeah. Well, I know you talked about like the one thing that you would keep doing in your for marketing, what thing you would not keep doing. But do you have like a tip or trick, marketing tip or trick that you'd like to share with self-published authors or aspiring self-published authors?
Absolutely. Be available. Be available to your readers. Be available to your following. Be available to the people you reach out to. It kind of stinks at first because it's like you're stuck to your phone or your laptop, or you feel like I'm living on the computer. But that's, I would say, the biggest tip I can give is stay connected by being available.
That's really helpful. And I want to shift from your writing, your marketing, to more of your personal life and who you are as a writer. So how has your experience in acting and music influenced your writing style and your storytelling approach?
All right. Well, let's see. When you're writing songs, you're still telling stories. You try to use fancier words. You try to be prolific. And I find that when I was starting to write Harbor Excursions, that wasn't translating. So I was making it harder than it needed to be. So I had to sort of pull back the veil of that vernacular and just sort of, I guess, just pivot a little bit and be fun, like just relax it a little bit.
So reflecting on your multifaceted career, what legacy do you hope to leave behind for all your creative works?
I hope to leave the legacy behind that I helped people, I entertained people, made them laugh, cry, feel things, not cry like boohoo and be like falling apart. No, I don't want to break anybody. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's not my goal. But, and lift people up. And I hope that I inspire people to do things they wouldn't have thought they could do. Like, I'm just normal. I'm just like you. I'm everybody. I put my pants on the same way everyone else puts their pants on. So that I look at it that way, and I want people to see that from me so that they can go, look, she had a broken sandal yesterday. I got a broken sandal today. She put on another sandal and it worked. I'm gonna do it.
I love that. Like goes along with try walking someone else's shoes.
Right. Yeah,
The broken sandal.
for the broken sandal. A broken flops.
There you go. So I would ask, what are you working on next? And can you tell us about your next book and when it will come out? And I know you're doing Harbor Excursions too, and you're about to have your Kickstarter, but that's right now. What do you think you might be possibly working on in August when this airs?
I'm sort of like you, Shannon. I'm a pantser for everything,
Yeah.
which is why that schedule is so rigid, because otherwise, who knows what I'm doing? My husband's like, why are you on the roof? I don't know. I had a feeling. Um, I think I would be wrapping up. Let's see, this comes out in August. I should be wrapping up or working on the Christmas album that has been shelved for so many years, so long. And I've wanted to just get that project done forever and a day. I still have Christmas trees in my recording studio. You guys would be laughing right now if you saw it. I didn't even put all the Christmas stuff away. It's in the recording studio. I just moved it there because I knew this was a goal I had to get done this year. So that's what I hope to be working on, and hopefully wrapping up.
Where do you sell your music at?
I write it.
I know you do it on your website because I've seen your music on your website. Do you sell it somewhere else?
It's for sale on Amazon. You can find it on iTunes, Spotify. It's got worldwide distribution.
Nice.
Cool. Now we'd like to do something a little bit different. We would love to do a round of rapid fire questions where you answer each question as quickly as possible. Are you up for it?
Yeah.
All right. We'll start with some easy questions, but they will get harder as it goes on. And so what comes first for you? The characters, the settings, or the plot?
The characters.
Morning writer or night writer?
Morning.
Coffee, tea, hot cocoa, or energy drink?
Coffee. Black, no sugar, straight up, organic, strong as you get it.
Planner, pantser, or planter?
Pantser first, planter second.
More fun to play, villain or hero?
Villain.
Which was your first love? Writing, acting, or music?
Music was my first love.
You're stranded on set. What book do you bring with you?
Ooh, oh, that's good. That's good. I just got some books in the mail.
A Curse of Wings and Gems.
I was gonna say that. And then I was like,
my book.
I'm like, would I be like brown nosing, or what is that the right word? Like,
I guess so. Teacher's pet.
Sucking up. I don't know what's right to say anymore. So if I'm saying it's an outdated term, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sucking up. Yeah, Curse of Tales and Gems.
Nice.
You can say it a little louder.
Curse of Tales and Gems.
Ooh.
Love it.
Okay, you can only keep one: your camera, your mic, or your keyboard.
Oh,
Hard one.
I want all of them. I can't keep them all. Camera.
Okay. Writing outfit, full glam or cozy sweats?
Oh,
I would say a cross. I've seen you in a cross of that before.
I do both. Yeah, I do that. Sweats on the bottom and glam up top. I can't get away with that today. Actually, I got dressed for you guys today.
Thank you. Don't worry, I'm wearing shorts under. You can't see it, but I'm wearing shorts.
But yeah, I like both. So, but cozy, sure, yeah.
I'm wearing pajama bottoms.
How about cozy glam?
There you go. We'll take it.
What's more terrifying, a blank page or a live improv?
Blank page.
If you could write any other genre, what would it be?
Oh, any other genre? Oh, I guess I would try vampires. I don't know how to do any of it, but I would try.
Good answer.
We have an expert right there.
Yeah, I highly recommend.
His second book is coming out soon.
Yeah.
And with that, you have answered all of our questions.
Yay!
Before we wrap up, can you please tell our listeners where they can find you and get your book? And you might as well do your singing, songwriting, anything you want to promote.
Thank you for having me. It is such a pleasure and honor to be here. I'm Rita Slanina, actress, author, lifestyle, and your shopping bestie. So you can find me on youtube.com, ritaslanina.com, my website, Amazon. Everything's of the same name. All my socials are the same name too. I don't mix it up because that's confusing. I guess that's it.
Yeah. So most everybody knows I'm tone deaf, right? I thought Ben had said, would you please tell us about your links and stuff and go ahead and sing it. So I thought you were going to start singing.
I almost thought you wanted me to sing too, Ben.
I mean, the floor is yours if you want it.
You're going to sing like ritasalina.com. You got to sing it.
Go to ritaslanina.com. Go find something you're going to love.
Love it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been an absolute blast, and you're giving us such wonderful insight and all of your experiences.
Thank you for having me, guys. This was so fun.
That's lots of fun.
And thank you so much to our listeners and viewers. Next on the podcast, which will be August 15th, we'll talk to retired Air Force Special Agent and author Derek Jackson. Goodbye, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much to our incredible listeners and viewers for joining us on our exploration of everything self-publishing. We hope you found our podcast to be a treasure trove of insights and inspiration. If you've enjoyed the show, please consider leaving a review on your favorite podcast platform or thanks on our YouTube episodes. Don't forget, you can catch all of our past episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and other major podcast platforms. Keep writing, keep publishing, and we'll see you next time.